Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother.
I have a feeling I know what the question is, right? The question is the world flat?
Actually, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to address the previous guy because actually, my dad has stage 3 cancer, and I just want to say to that guy, if you're still listening, yeah, everybody, we're all living to the consequences of what we've done. Sometimes people eat garbage food and it gets them sick. Sometimes you do stuff to your body, but at the end of the day, you really you can't let it derail your faith. That's all I want to say to that guy. And I also want to say to both of you guys, great job. Love you guys. I'm a Quran alone. Baba Shuaib, I've been watching your videos for a long time. MFG, I'm a little bit newer. The main question I want to ask you guys, I'm not here to push anything on you or anything like that. I just am curious because I kind of know where, at least for some of you guys, stand on this. What is the shape of the earth according to the Quran?
According to the Quran does not talk directly of the shape of the earth because it's irrelevant to your worship. God is talking from a phenomenological point of view, but he did not address the actual shape of the planet.
Well, see, I have a list here of verses. We don't have time to go through all that, and I don't want to take up. I know there's probably people.
Tell me the best one, brother. I have a long debate with probably the person that you got that list from. I think his name is. I got to remember his name. He's pretty big in the flat world community. He's George Stirrup.
No, I don't really.
Howard Stirrup. George Howard Stirrup or whatever.
Okay, in one regard, you're right, because how does it have to do with worship? Sure. But don't you think that the creator of everything would probably have detailed that kind of thing?
No, it's because the Quran is a need-to-know basis. So there's a lot of things that God could have detailed in the Quran in regards to understanding the world or the things in regards to science. But the Quran is here to teach us and to guide us about our religion. So the shape of the earth does not change what we have to do towards our God.
But I would disagree myself because we have to ask ourselves, okay, now I know this is a hot button topic. It's controversial to say the least. Maybe you would be better not even talking about it for you guys because you're, big people or whatever. But my point is, okay, here's my question. Does the Quran say that the world is round, for example? Because we have a lot of instances. I mean, I can't even list. I could literally. This is 20 things I could list off. I don't think you guys have time for that. But the Quran says the earth is flat.
There's no explicit verse which says the world.
And the earth we have spread out like a carpet, set there upon mountains, firm and immovable, produced therein all kinds of things in due balance. That's 15:19, 20:53. He who has made for you the earth as a bed spread out. I mean, there's a bunch of these beds spread out. We have a whole bunch of instances of basically.
But the majority of the instances are for you.
The earth is stationary according to the words of Allah, right?
No, that's not what it says.
What does it say?
Well, you just read the verse.
I know where you guys stand. It's more that I'm curious. I'm not trying to, convince you guys. It's more that I'm curious.
Okay, let me tell you something about perspective, right? Quran is speaking to you based on the perspective of you, the people. God is talking to us, what we see, right? Now, according to the way God is talking to us, hey, there's the Grayson Brook is here, is watching. Mohammed, you can we have Jason Brook watching. So according to the perspective God is talking to us, for instance, if I give you this verse, let's use this verse. Quran chapter 88, verse 20. Mohammed, you can put the verse on the screen. I want to just use this. Quran chapter 88, verse 20, but it has a context to it, right? So you start from the context, chapter 88, verse 20. But let's go above it. Go above it. So for people who read my translation, let's start from, let's say, 16, right? No, let's start from 16. Go above again. Okay, so we start from 17. Now, God is telling us that, do they dare not look at the camels, how they have been created, maybe they have been shaped? Yeah, peace to you, Grayson Brook. So you see...
Brother, as you're describing that, I'm just going to do 20 push-ups because...
Okay. I'm listening.
Okay. how it has been shaped. Khulikat. Oh my God. Grayson Brook, did you see what you have caused? Oh my God. Grayson, this is what this is the issue you brought now.
I'm listening.
Well, Grayson Brook, you have become an inspiration. Okay, anyways, chapter 88, verse 17, he says, do they then not look at the camel? So it is literally, you can look at it, you can see it because it's within the earth. We can see the camels and how they have been created, right? Or shaped. The camel is the kind of animal that it can actually store water within it, and if it actually bring it, or store food and bring it out and use it later for later use, right? So now then it says, and at the sky. So if it says at the sky, how it has been raised, it means you see it from your perspective, the way we see it. It has been raised. We see it raised.
You think that's a little bit metaphorical, though?
Well, you can take it like that if you want, but it is talking about seeing, right? It's talking about looking at something. So I don't understand. Please let it make sense.
Here's the basic
looking
question.
At something.
Here's a basic question.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile a heliocentric worldview with being a chronist? That's what I really
You're trying.
Because I have like maybe one or two more questions, and then you can.
Okay, but let me show you another verse where it's very clear. So, here, hold on. I just gotta pull it. Yeah. So here God is talking about Dhul Qarnayn, right? He says, until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting at a spring of mud. So in the Arabic, it's saying that he saw it setting in mud. But he's talking it's a phenomenological point of view. So it's from the eyes of Dhul Qarnayn.
So it's figurative, metaphorical again.
It's not metaphorical. It's his own eyes.
That's literal. It's not literal. The earth isn't literally laid out. It's not literally like an ostrich nest.
No, but it's not about literal.
What are we doing here?
Phenomenological. Do you know what the word phenomenological means?
Having to do with phenomena? There's something you see? I don't know.
Yes, so it's from my eyes, from the phenomenon I'm observing.
Okay, yeah. So right. So did the Prophet Muhammad write the Quran, or is it from God? Which is it?
No, he wrote it.
Because
from God, and he wrote it.
This is my question, right? It's like, is this the speech of the Creator, or is it the speech of Muhammad?
It's the rendition of the speech that was given to you.
It comes from God, but it has to be delivered by a human being. So Muhammad delivered it to us.
Of course. But so Muhammad he's not describing his phenomena that he's witnessing. He's recounting the message from God. The message from God is this thing that they're saying, hey, the sun setting in mud. That's not figurative of the sky being raised above on pillars, the earth being stationary. It's not figurative. Like, how is that figurative? That's my question.
But here's the thing. We use the same terminology for things that are around. This is where the people who are very invested in the Quran, and then they look at the words. So for the word tabaqat, right, which is levels, people think tabaqat is flat. But we'll use the same word for the energy levels of an electron. Tabaqat al-taqa.
That's not Quranic. We're not talking about the Quran right now. You're talking about something else. Because there are, believe it or not, yes, there are atoms and electrons mentioned in the Quran, but it's not in that type of. There's nothing.
But I'm telling you about how the words to you, they might also seem flat, but it would also apply to something that is a globe. That's why the Quran is not.
Me personally, I believe in multiple meanings for words in the Quran.
But that's your interpretation and the way that you're approaching the Quran. But that's got nothing to do with multiple meanings.
Why would Allah make it ambiguous? Why would he leave room?
I'm not talking about multiple meanings, my brother. I'm saying the exact same meaning can fit to something that is flat and something that is globe. So I could wrap
in the Quran.
I'm talking about just literal, the word literal. So something like tabaqat can be applied to something that's flat, and it could be applied to like an onion. I would use the exact same word.
Are they using that word for an onion in the Quran? That's what I'm saying. You guys are Quran alone, right? I'm Quran alone. So we at least can start.
We're talking Arabic.
But I'm saying, where is this phenomenon you're talking from the Quran? Because if it's saying, my point is this: the Quran is saying, hey, basically the Earth is stationary. So what?
Correct.
That should be it. That's the speech of the Creator. That should be authoritative. Is that not authoritative? That's the first question. Second question is, if you reject Hadith, why do you, like, for example, why do you?
NASA?
I'm sorry?
Is that where it's going? Am I rejecting Hadith so now, but I'm accepting NASA and what NASA is giving me?
That and just like all of, like pretty much everything, history, everything.
So for me, I'm a computer programmer. I'm a computer programmer that has to work with computers since 2004, and I worked a lot with logistics, and I worked with a lot with simulations. So I'm capable right now to program a simulation where I can incorporate the travel of air travel, the sunrise and the sunset, the phases of the moon, and the weather cycle, all on a single model. And I can make it very precise to reflect the real world. But I cannot put all of that on a single flat or any other shape, technically, where it would be one-to-one with the Earth. But here's the thing. Here's where I'm going to say.
It's not a good term. Flat Earth is.
Brother, you guys are very good at talking about the flat world, but you don't bring. You guys believe that you're breaking the science behind why they say it's a globe Earth, because you feel like you've proved that gravity doesn't exist or that it's buoyancy and all of this, but you guys don't have actually even their own material covered for you to refute what the scientists say. Let's assume you refuted it. I'm getting to the point. Let's assume you refuted it. You guys don't come with any other alternative. So why is there an eclipse?
What do you mean no
why
alternative?
Is there an eclipse?
How is there no alternative? We're just literally just going up what Allah says. It says the alternative.
What eclipses the sun?
What eclipses the sun? The moon.
The moon eclipses the sun, right? Why is it a circle? Why is it not flat?
Why did God make it that way?
Okay, why about the other way now? When we have the sun and then the earth and then the moon. The moon is showing you the shadow of the earth at this point, and it's not flat. It's a circle as well.
My point is, okay, but I just should say flat earth is divisive. That's not the right word. I actually don't believe the earth is flat. I believe the earth is stationary because that's what Allah says. It's a stationary plane, right? So it's fixed in place, and actually the sky is rotating.
That I can agree with you.
Yeah. You
so
see,
what is the end of this? What is the end of this point you're asking now? What does it do?
The question is why it's important is because it has to do with everything. I mean, there's so many underlying questions that come up with like what shape is the earth. It's important because it's literally where we wake up every day. To me, that's important.
Is it part of me serving God?
I think so, because it has to do with the truth. There's actually, let's just say this. If the earth is a stationary plane, where's the center? That's a question.
What do I need that
to ask unless you
wouldn't know because you don't have a model. That's my point. Because I understand. I understand the conversation. You're going to say that however the shape is.
I want to ask. Where's Mecca?
Let me prove to you that I understand your perspective. Let's assume that it's a stationary place and it's whether it's a round or a waffle or whatever shape it is. You're saying the dead center would be Mecca, correct?
That's what the Quran says.
You see, I know what you're saying. So what you're explaining to me is not something that I heard before. So whatever they're saying that where Mecca is now, it isn't Mecca, but it's in the dead center. And the dead center is showing that it's the Arctic. So Mecca is in the middle of the Arctic, where the northern lights are.
That's problematic. That's if you're taking a hadith about the world at face value, because you really don't know.
So where would Mecca be? In the center of the earth, correct?
Be the center.
Right. And where is the center?
So how does that affect it?
The center would be magnetic north, right?
The magnetic north. Isn't that where the Arctic is?
Have you been there?
I've been very close to the magnetic north, yes. And Baba Shwaib is extremely close to magnetic north, yes.
That's cool. Yeah, I have some friends in Norway and stuff too. Anyway, that's the main thing. Right? I just kind of wanted to ask the question. It's like I know you guys, like, I understand. That's the main question.
You see,
Mecca thing I already got to ask. Why? Okay, so where's Mecca then? According to
You go to Mohammed. Go to Quran chapter 48. Open Quran chapter 48 to 24.
Brother, it's not gonna mean something.
Okay.
Right.
Now, when you
wait, hold on. Sorry, brother, are you smoking weed on my stream?
Tobacco. I hand roll it.
Okay.
All right.
When you check the context going down 24 mentions Mecca, and it mentioned the interior of Mecca, and with the context shows you Mecca contains the Masjid al-Haram, that it possesses the Masjid al-Haram. Now, for any intellectual person watching, just ask them, where is the Masjid al-Haram? Where can we find it? We find it in Mecca, right? And where is Mecca?
There.
What?
There's a place called that there, but don't you know nobody? They know nobody even lived there. Like no, they're the Muslims that are in charge of that place are saying, hey, there was nobody here. There was nobody living here. Like not that long.
But I think this is not very helpful for me or you, and I don't
Okay.
think I get to.
Anyways, it's okay, brother. Bansa Musa, thank you for your time. Let's move into the next caller. I think this is not going anywhere.
I've talked to many people, not many people. There's a group that share that perspective, and it's very difficult to get. But can I ask a question in front of everybody so that people understand why I don't like talking about this topic? Mensa, for us to consider that the world is a globe, right? According to you, we would be mushriks, correct?
I don't know. The shirk is not. You have a good point.
Thank you. So, according to you, if I subscribe to a globe Earth, I'm a mushrik, right?
Me personally, I wouldn't say that. No.
Okay, but from the group, the collective.
I'm myself. Sorry.
Well, it's okay. It's okay, brother Mansa. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your questions. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to something else. Thank you.
Thank you.